Go ahead and turn those cameras on. I want to see those awesome, wonderful smiling faces. All right, boys and girls. Looks like
As NTI 2DL begins for the day, these fourth grade students at Garden Springs Elementary are awaiting a big announcement.
All right, boys and girls, so here we go. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And we have... Dun, dun, dun,
These students are waiting for their announcement of who their teacher will be visiting this week as a result of their success and victory in the virtual classroom.
And we have... Dun, 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 Isaiah and William Absher. So great job, Isaiah. Great job. He just ran out of the room. He just ran out of the room. My name is Shad Lacefield. I teach fourth grade at Garden Springs Elementary, primarily science and social studies.
But why so much excitement?
Oh, that's excitement right there. He immediately ran out to go tell his parents that he got other students.
Well, these visits are a little different.
Maybe my name might get chosen.
These visits have come to be known as Vader Visits. From running to football, to gymnastics, to baseball, to basketball. When Vader visits, Vader does it because these students, through hard work and focus in the classroom, earned it.
Boys and girls, we're going to do our Vader visit announcement. When we transitioned to online learning, it was going to be a very different experience for students. And I knew that going into it. So I knew not only would I be incorporating what our school has for guidelines for success for our students while online learning, but I've also been trying to incorporate both fun and engaging activities as well. A lot of times that can be wearing a funny outfit or silly costume while I'm teaching, or as the incentive, doing Vader visits. One of the primary focuses, I feel like, with online learning is holding a kid's attention. And to do that, sometimes you have to think outside of the box. The kids, I think, show up to my classroom each day excited to see not only what am I going to wear, but also to smile and laugh at me as we can kind of laugh and build our relationships that we're having at a distance through this type of format. And I think that the kids are really enjoying that and enjoying seeing a fun side of online learning. One thing that we were looking at within my class was just turning in assignments on time, completing Imagine minutes which are required, and then trying to make sure that they were showing up each and every day to all the Zoom lessons. I really wanted to interact with my kids. It would be really odd to go an entire school year and never have a face-to-face interaction. Plus, I have a lot of students that are brand new to our building. So for them, they've never met me at all. So proud of you guys. The curriculum that we have for SEL, which is our social and emotional learning curriculum, was to select a spotlight student that we could use each week as a way to help celebrate a student. What I tried to do, though, I tried to take the spotlight student idea and turn it into a way that I could go and visit that student. So not only would we be spotlighting a student in my classroom, but we would be selecting a student that could then get a more personal interaction with me. At the end of each week, students have until the end of the day Friday to get all their assignments turned in. So what I'll do over the weekend is I will actually take those assignments and I'll re-look through all of the students' work to make sure that everything was turned in on time. Again, with the work being turned in on time, I'm not looking at this point, although Vader Visits will transition, but at this point, I'm really looking at, did they complete it? Did they do it on time? Did they get all of their Imagine minutes? And so every student that has done that, when I spin this wheel, it's going to land on 2 different names. Now that I know that I'm going to be visiting my students and interacting with them, I know that I have to wear a mask, and a mask is going to be a part of it. For kids, masks can be intimidating and scary at times, so I thought, why not make it fun? They've already seen me dress up. They know I love Star Wars. If they've been in my classroom or would be in my classroom, they're going to see Star Wars stuff everywhere. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I feel like Darth Vader is a very accessible character. Most kids are going to see that and be like, I've seen that character before, even if they've never seen Star Wars. So I wanted to choose a character that they could access that would be like, that's recognizable, I know that. Plus it has a really fun ring to it, Vader Visits as well. So I knew mask plus something fun, plus a way that I could continue the dress up and costume theme that I had been doing for a while. Like, it just all made sense to kind of put all that together and make that be what I'm doing when I visit the kids, the Vader Visits. Nice and high, nice and high. Oh, there it is.
I didn't just want to drop off something and leave. I wanted to interact. I wanted to get to know them more. So with the Vader Visits, it was, let's think of how can I do something specific and special to that student.
And what'll happen is we will communicate beforehand, me and the student, and we will select a fun distance learning game that we can play together. Anything from riding a hoverboard and having hoverboard races to basketball, baseball, football, even gymnastics on a trampoline. So whatever the student is really enjoying and into, that's what I want to show interest in and be a part of, just as I continue to try to build that relationship with them. On a typical Vader visit, I've communicated with parents beforehand to let them know that their kids are going to get one. We schedule a time, and I'll show up, mask, complete full outfit. Students will have 2 lightsaber pencils that I'll present them first off. Again, I have my mask and my gloves, so I'm giving them the pencils as just another fun little thing to do for them. And then we kind of get set up. We decide beforehand what game we're going to play. We'll hang out and just talk for about the first 5 to 10 minutes as I'm trying to get my bearings at times. Like with roller skating, I'd never roller skated before, and I was on rollerblades. So I'd done like the normal roller skating, but never rollerblades, and all I could find were rollerblades. It took me about 5 to 10 minutes to try to make sure I could do that without falling down. Towards the end of the visit, we'll do some sort of competition against each other where they get to like challenge the teacher to a game that incorporates what fun activity that we've been doing.
As Mr. Lacefield celebrates the selected student's success, his hands are pretty much involved in the student and their activity of choice. So how has he been able to capture all of these moments?
My daughter, Hannah, who's been videotaping the whole time and taking pictures.
Hannah loves helping her dad.
I really like it because I love taking videos. I've seen lots of YouTubers, and I really like to make videos because sometimes I sneak and take my dad's phone and then just make a video on his phone.
We'll take the videos and the pictures that she's done, and I'll make a special video that's just for the student. So I put it all together, I put music to it, and just make it this fun, kind of like a memorial of that event and that time. So that way it's not just something that they have in their memory that they did, but it's also something concrete that they can look back on and rewatch and be like, oh, I remember that Vader visit.
In an NTI 2DL world, Vader Visits presents the perfect opportunity for this teacher and students to connect and learn more about one another.
I was pretty excited because I can't wait to meet him. It's pretty cool because if you think about it, you have a chance to meet them, and also you get to spend time with your teacher if you haven't seen him in a while.
I was concerned that maybe the academic side would drop off, but actually the relationship I feel like that I built with that student on the Vader visit, like I didn't see any drop off at all. Like the kids were still doing the work, still getting everything done, even though they'd already had their Vader visit. It was like I had enough relationship with them that when I would communicate with them about missing work or getting things done, it was much easier for them to be like, yeah, okay, and make sure that they were getting it done. So it just continued right along.
Parents have also found this to be an excellent way to engage and motivate their student in learning.
It's huge. I'm a teacher myself in a different county, but having that face-to-face interaction where they can see each other, and because like Lila was so excited to see her teacher today.
I told parents, even if we go back in January, I feel like I'm going to do a version of this anyways, because even in that setting, we're still, social distancing. The interaction will look very different in our buildings than what it would normally look like beforehand. Even at recess and some of the, day-to-day activities that kids would have thought are going to happen one way have to happen completely different for their safety. And I think that because I've seen such a positive response, not only from parents, but from kids, like it only makes sense to possibly continue to do that.
The kids being at home and sort of locked up and not around everybody, they look forward to that communication with the actual teacher in person. I just think it's really a really great idea. It's one of the things that really helped him improve was just anticipating his teacher coming out.
There you go. Look at you getting it.
I think it's great. We love this visit because it encouraged him to do better every week, and it wasn't his turn. It encouraged him to do better that week because he wanted to be the next. He'll get his teacher's visit. So it's great. It's a great way to encourage him to do better each week and to try his very best.
I knew going into it I would see a little bit of an improvement academically. I don't think that I realized like how big of an improvement it was going to be. And I'd even went back and looked at early September and Imagine Minutes, for example, which was probably one of the most areas that kids were not getting done. And then looking at it the first week that I introduced Vader Visits and doing that and seeing it go from like 60% up to almost 95% of kids that were doing minutes.
So hopefully giving them less screen time, they can complete their work and then leave. And then Friday, today, I said if you guys...
He's been pretty good about staying connected with the parents, and if you need help or something, he's pretty good about helping you to get your kids the helps that they need at home.
The parent visits are one of my favorite interactions that I get to have during the Vader visit. Not only playing with the kids and stuff, but we usually take a break because I get tired at times, and I use that break to go and to converse with the parent and talk to them. I think it makes me a little bit more accessible to a parent, that they're not just having to reach out through Dojo or some sort of communication, that it's like a more intimate one-to-one. Like if I really had a concern or a question, like I can ask and get immediate feedback and not maybe be waiting. And so it really does allow me to have like a parent-teacher conference with them.
Great, he's number 18.
Parents feel like they've been heard and that have a chance to talk to me on that personal level. They, I know, feel disconnected between how are my kids doing? What is success looking like? Are they being successful? I'm not for sure. And so it allows me to not only say, yes, they are being successful, they're getting a Vader visit, but I can give them specific examples. I can field questions about maybe something that they've been concerned about and have not either had the time to message me or have not been able to message me, but they can just come to me and just in that moment ask any question that they need.
It does encourage them to do better, and because they want to be the next,
The next Vader Visits.
Virtual learning has its challenges, but Mr. Lacefield, true to character, as Vader, has found a new way to motivate.
The Vader visits have allowed me to see more academic progress, more work completion, and I know sometimes that's what teachers are struggling the most with, like trying to make sure kids are turning in work. And so that actually cut out some of my work because I have something that's in place that's improving that aspect of what my, after school's over with, I would be doing.
Oh, well done. Nervous.
It would be pretty funny to see a bunch of Vaders just out in the community doing things. But I think there are fun ways or engaging ways that teachers can attempt something like a Vader visit and incorporate interacting with their kids and even with parents outside of the virtual classroom. Our spotlight students, Isaiah and William.
The force is with these Garden Springs students as they continue to be the best students in the virtual classroom. For now, Mr. Lacefield knows they will become powerful allies.